Part 59. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 582. Chapter 582, Weird Feeling. For more, please customize. The giant bear tribe is now in a mess, and many wooden houses outside the tribe have collapsed. It looked as if something serious had happened, with more than half of the wooden wall collapsed. The ground was covered with stone knives, bone knives, animal skins, feathers of some ferocious beasts, and a lot of fallen wood. The snow was piled so high that it looked like a hill, and there were piles of hills everywhere. Kai's head popped up from a pile of thick snow. His face was covered with scars, and he looked like he had experienced something serious. He breathed in big gulps of air, a little out of breath due to the accumulation of snow, and almost suffocated under the snow. Almost died. Kai was still a little frightened. He recalled the scene that had just happened and it was still vivid in his mind. The huge beast shocked many people as soon as it flew out. It was very huge, and its pair of wing spots kept flapping vigorously, screaming. It kept ringing. The ferocious beast hovered in the sky for a long time, and then began to swoop down and rush towards the warriors. All those warriors were directly knocked down by the ferocious beast, several warriors with one claw. And it rushed. Xiang's warriors are all preparatory warriors, and those preparatory warriors are even less able to parry. The totem warriors can still resist well and will not be directly controlled by the flying beast. That beast is also very smart. The people selected are not very defensive, but the totem warrior did not choose. How is everyone doing? Kai kept scanning the surroundings, trying to find if there were still people from the tribe. After all, those warriors fought hard to resist the ferocious beast, and then they drove the ferocious beast away. But at the same time, the wooden houses and tents outside the tribe were all crowded. A lot of it was destroyed, and at the same time, it was snowing heavily in the sky. The amount of snowfall was very heavy, and it quickly piled up on the ground. When I looked around, I didn't see anyone, I just saw a mess. It's so messy everywhere. Luo, Li, where are you? Orchid, Kai has been shouting loudly, also looking for his father's figure. Because what he just saw was his father resisting that ferocious beast, and it was precisely because of his father that he killed the ferocious beast. The beast had been driven away, otherwise the tribe would not have known what would have happened. But because of this, his father was seriously injured, because he saw with his own eyes the claws of the vicious beast sliding directly from his father's back. "Father, are you still there?" Kai kept shouting, and he began to prepare for the worst in his mind. Is he the only warrior of the tribe left? Because it has been a while since he emerged from the snowdrift, but didn't see anyone. Boom boom boom. Bursts of dull sounds sounded, and the heads of many soldiers popped out of the snow. Several familiar figures slowly began to appear, and Luo and Lan were among the voices. Of course, I also have my own father. It seems that his back is only injured and his life is not in great danger. That's great. It seems everyone is fine. Kai breathed a deep sigh of relief. He thought that it would be good if everyone was fine, otherwise he would not know what to do if the entire tribe of warriors were left alone. What's more, the scene that just happened was not likely to make the entire tribe of warriors. After all, the ferocious beast only made a lot of noise, but only dozens of people were injured in the end. In addition, the most serious ones were the wooden houses, tents, and collapsed wooden walls. This is the place with the most serious losses. Are you okay? Shan came out of the snowdrift and walked towards his son. Kai also walked out of the snowdrift, patted the snow on his body and said, "Father, I'm fine. The wound on your back needs to be repaired with the witch dominoes as soon as possible. This minor injury is okay. Can you help me find out how many warriors the tribe has lost, and how many warriors are still alive?" Shan ordered. As the chief of the tribe, he doesn't have much time to take care of the injuries at this time. The most important thing is to count the tribe's warriors. Because the scene that just happened was so sudden that none of the soldiers reacted, which resulted in a lot of injuries to the soldiers. Yes, Kai nodded, turned around and ran to start counting people. Tap tap tap. Shan looked at his son's leaving figure, then scanned the surrounding environment, and found that the outside of the tribe had become a mess. He sighed and said in a deep voice, "It is a heavy blow to have the outside of the tribe become like this at this time. Because now is the period of ice and snow, it is difficult to restore the outside of the tribe to its original appearance. Because the people of the tribe have never worked during the period of heavy ice and snow, now it means that everyone has to start repairing the wooden walls and wooden houses. Because as soon as the big ice and snow ends, eternal night will immediately follow. Without wooden walls, the giant bear tribe will be in crisis again. What is the origin of this ferocious beast? Why is it so lethal? And the weather feels different too." Shan frowned. When he was fighting the ferocious beast just now, he could clearly feel that the snow in the sky was getting heavier and heavier. It was not the kind of sudden heavy snowstorm, but a somewhat inexplicable heavy snow. The overall feeling was very strange, and the whole body was covered with snow in less than a minute. Moreover, it was impossible for the tribe's current accumulation of blood to cover them, but they were all covered under the heavy snow just now, and it was very difficult. Obviously the weather has changed a bit. It would be terrible if a tribe of ferocious beasts like this appeared again, Shan murmured to himself, his heart full of worry. Because there is no solution at this time, the only way is to fight them with bare hands. After all, their weapons have no effect on them. Fourth update, please support and customize. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 583. Chapter 583, Behemoth. One more, please customize. Woo, the people from the workshop asked you to come and say that the steam engine is ready? Shalan said softly. Since the steam engine was relatively large and difficult to carry around, the people in the workshop asked the cat-eared girl to ask for a wish. Was it produced so quickly? Subai was a little surprised. He didn't expect it to be so fast. Yeah, that guy looks so big. Shalan sighed, and was a little shocked when she saw the steam engine. Let's go and see if it's successful or not. Subai stood up and said. Tap tap tap. After changing their clothes, they left Yong'an building and headed towards the workshop. The tribe's workshops are all concentrated in one place, to the left of Yong'an building. There are generally a lot of workshops gathered there, such as glass workshops, linen workshops, soap workshops, etc. Because it needs to be distinguished and easier to manage, the location of the workshop can be assigned more soldiers to patrol. There are soldiers patrolling the residential areas as well, but the number is certainly not as large as those in the workshops. Because everything in the workshop is very secretive now, even the people in the tribe rarely know what you are doing, and it is even less likely to let others know, so there must be more patrols. Since it took more than 10 minutes to arrive at the workshop, of course, this was the time for the carriage ride. If you don't take a carriage, it will take about 40 minutes to walk. Since there are people in the tribe clearing the snow all the time, it won't be a problem for the carriage to run. Woo, the steam engine has been made, please take a look and see if it looks right. Ban immediately greeted him from the door. He is the person in charge of making steam engines, and he can be regarded as an old man of the Yanlong tribe. He has short purple hair and looks to be about 40 years old, but his face does not look too much. The mottled wrinkles make him look like an old child, which is even more so due to his short height. Although his pair of purple eyes are small and his smile is even smaller, he can still a serious attitude can be seen in it. When the Black Snake tribe invaded before, he was captured and used as a slave before he could escape. At that time, the Black Snake tribe did not care how many talents there were in the Yanlong tribe, as long as they were all the people in the Yanlong tribe have to do hard labor. Since the Yanlong tribe was recaptured, these people have been liberated, but at the beginning, Ban didn't have much work to do. Because he was smarter, and when he was in the tribe before, he also liked to make some strange things. But at that time, the Yanlong tribe did not develop to what it is now, and there were not many workshops, so he had been doing all kinds of messy work. Until when he was about to make a steam engine, Yanjiao recommended Ban, saying that he was very smart and that if he could research this thing, he should be able to make it. Well, it's so fast, Subai still couldn't help but want to sigh. After all, it only took a week. All of this depends on the information given by Wu. If it weren't for your explanations and those detailed drawings, I wouldn't have been able to produce them so quickly. Ban said quickly. When Subai wanted to make a steam engine, he introduced the principles of the steam engine to Ban in detail. He also drew very detailed drawings for him, and explained all the details clearly. As long as he asked him just follow the experiment. Although it sounds simple, it is still difficult to actually experiment and operate. There is no way to make a steam engine without trial and error several times, so a week is really very fast. Tap tap tap. Everyone stepped into the workshop. This workshop used to make steam engines was a wooden house. But it will be larger than an ordinary wooden house, just like the 2 or 3 previous wooden houses. This is a temporary wooden house built for the purpose of studying steam engines. When spring comes, some special workshops will be built with cement. There were many kerosene lamps lit inside the wooden house. Secondly, it looked quite messy. There were some materials everywhere, including large and small iron sheets and some abandoned steam engine frames. There were also some food residues everywhere on the ground. Seeing these, Subai finally understood why they could be produced in such a short time. It seems that eating, drinking, and sleeping are all done in the wooden house, otherwise it wouldn't look so messy inside. Woo, this is a steam engine. The board took off a piece of animal skin, and what was revealed was a steam engine. The steam engine was very big in appearance, and it looked like a tractor. But it's good to be able to make it like this. After all, it's the first time. Production, even if I want to remind you how small it is. Subai looked at the behemoth in front of him carefully. The overall shape is a very large square, and there are many pipes on the square, and there are several air outlets. Here. There are 3 or 4 poles on one side, all of which are used to control the steam engine. Secondly, there is a large water injection port on the other side, which is to add water and let the water boil before the steam engine can operate. Although it is much larger in size, it would be great if it can be made. Please give it a try and let me see, Subai ordered. He is still very satisfied with the steam engine, but the shape needs to be improved. In addition, the performance of the steam engine must be looked at. Yes, Ban responded immediately and immediately dragged out another device and connected it to the steam engine. The other device was the gravel device, which was even simpler to make. It was also made into a funnel shape with a large iron sheet, and then added below some sharp iron blades. These iron blades are relatively thick, and there are several gears connecting the 2 devices. As long as the steam engine is started, the gravel device will also rotate accordingly. At that time, just put the stones into the gravel device just fine. Boom boom boom. Bang bang bang. The sound of the steam engine turning was very loud. The water vapor kept running out from the exhaust port, and the stones were gradually broken into small stones when they were put into the gravel device. Although the whole process is not very fast, it is much faster than human labor. It is just that the sound is a bit loud. Subai frowned and looked at this scene. Although there were no big problems in the development of steam engines, there were still some problems that could be improved to the best. He crossed his arms and said seriously, let's do this for now. Later, you can seriously improve the body shape and noise. Yes, Ban replied seriously. Please update for support and customization. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 584. Chapter 584, New Transportation Work. 2 more please customize. Woo, with the steam engine tribe, can it develop better and better? Yu Ying asked curiously. When she saw the huge thing in the wooden house just now, she was really confused. She didn't know what this big iron box could be used for. With steam engines, tribes can do more things. Not only can they develop better, but they can also lead us to live a better life, Subai said with a smile. You must know that a steam engine is a must for time travelers. As long as you have this thing, many things can be done quickly. The most important thing is that even making muskets is not a problem, and if this steam engine is made properly, it can also be used in transportation in the future. Yes, Subai was thinking about steam trains, but this is still a bit far away now. Woo, will it be troublesome to make those muskets? Yu Ying was thinking about this weapon. It will be troublesome, but I have already given them the drawn information map. It shouldn't take too long to have something to compare with, Subai said. When he explained the principles of muskets to the key points, he spent a long time and emphatically explained to them the precautions. For example, the musket barrel must be bonded together at high temperature, and the mainland must be very smooth, otherwise it will be easy to fail to fire the gun, which will also cause the barrel to burst. You also need to pay attention to the production of the bolt and gun handle. After all, the gun is manual rather than automatic, so the smoothness of the bolt must also be done well, otherwise it will get stuck and it will be miserable. Woo, the crops in the wooden shed are already mature, but there are a lot of them. If they are not picked in time, they may grow too old. Do you want to pick them and divide them? Yu Ying asked. When Hui Niang went to the wooden shed in the morning, she saw that most of the crops were mature, such as Chinese cabbage, tomatoes, wheat, etc. Wheat is better and can be harvested directly, but large crops cabbage is more difficult. If you don't harvest it early, it will easily rot or even bloom and set seeds. Harvest them all, keep some for yourself, and use some to make sauerkraut, which will taste very good, Subai said. There are many pickled foods on the earth, and this kind of food also has another kind of flavor. Like sour beans, sauerkraut, or some other pickled products, these are also very popular. Woo, what is sauerkraut? Yu Ying has never heard of this new word. Just like canning, put those fresh vegetables into the can and pickle them, then take them out and eat them after a while, Subai explained simply. The process of making pickled cabbage is not difficult. What you need to pay attention to is disinfection and how much salt to add. These are all things you need to pay attention to, otherwise the pickling will easily fail. Woo, then I will harvest them all in a moment, and then you will teach me how to make them, Yu Ying said immediately. Fox Ear Girl is very happy when there is something new. As long as you can help, she will be willing to do it. Well, let's dry the wheat in the living room on the first floor after harvesting. After all, it's snowing outside, Subai ordered. Wheat contains moisture when it is just harvested. If it is not dried and packaged, it will become moldy. Yes, Woo, after the wheat we distributed to the chiefs and hunting team leaders, there is still a lot of wheat left. It should be separated when stored, right? Yu Ying asked. This was her first contact with this matter, so she had to ask clearly before talking. Well, the old ones are eaten first and the new ones are stored, Subai nodded lightly. I see. Yu Ying nodded and planned to move out the old wheat later. Then she would give some to the chief and the big boss according to the classification. Yong'an Building would just keep using new ones. Another way is to turn wheat into wheat flour, which can also make delicious food, Subai said. What he was thinking of was the bread and various foods made from wheat flour on the other side of the earth. This kind of food has a different taste compared to wheat porridge. Moreover, this kind of food is very popular in the West on the other side of the earth. Welcome from others, After all, Westerners like to eat some pastries. Wheat flour. Woo, what can you do with wheat flour? Yu Ying asked curiously. Go get some wheat and grind it into powder. I will teach you how to do it later, Sudbai ordered. To be honest, he did not eat these pastry-like foods. It just so happened that now there is wheat and he can do this directly. Yes, Yu Ying nodded and ran into the kitchen to get the wheat. The fox-eared lady took out the wheat and put them all in an animal skin bag, and then started beating on it with stones. Bang bang bang. With various collision sounds, the originally full-grained wheat turned into powder. Woo, is this good? Yu Ying asked curiously. It's not like this yet, but it's still a little rough. Take a sieve and filter out the rough stuff on it, Sudbai ordered. He took the things and started to operate. He poured the 2-year-old wheat powder on the sieve and began to sift out the fine powder bit by bit. You take a thicker stick and crush it back and forth. Sudbai handed the relatively fine powder to Fox-Ear Girl, while he continued to grind the wheat particles that had not been completely crushed. Yes, Yu Ying nodded. The two of them divided the labor and cooperated together, repeatedly turning the wheat flour into a very fine powder. Okay, now the crushing is complete, Sudbai said with satisfaction. Although it turned into fine powder, it was more time-consuming. In ancient times, nobles in the west of the earth often ground wheat flour into powder to make food. But this only belonged to those nobles. Only those nobles have extra wheat to make food, and only they can grind the powder to such fineness. Others are struggling all day long to have a full meal and have no free time to make something like this. Gourmet food. Woo, can this be used to make food? Yu Ying asked expectantly. It's ready for making bread. Bring me some wild eggs, Sudbai said lightly. Making bread is not difficult, as long as you have wild eggs, which are abundant in primitive tribes. Bread? Yu Ying asked, tilting her head. Second update, please support and customize. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 585. Chapter 585, New Ideas. 3 more requests for customization. Yu Ying followed Sudbai's instructions and made fragrant wheat bread, which was still fragrant to the naked eye. She flicked her pink foxtail and asked, which, do you want to give it a try? The fox-eared girl was considered very smart, and she learned it completely after only watching it once. Maybe it's a natural talent for cooking, or maybe he has a strong learning ability and can learn many things in one go. Good. Sudbai took off a piece of wheat bread and put it into his mouth. After chewing it, he nodded with satisfaction and praised, well, it's very good. It's totally fine. He is no longer surprised by the talent of the fox-eared girl. She can give him a lot of surprises every time. Many things only need to be taught once, and there is no need to worry too much. Such a witch is qualified. So good, I was worried about the production failing. Yu Ying was so happy that she kept waving her pink foxtail. You can also make steamed buns, which are also a specialty food I have eaten before, Sudbai said. Steamed buns are also very popular on the other side of the earth. This is also something that many office workers choose for breakfast. The soft bread crust is filled with various fillings, and it is full of juice when you bite it. When it flows out, the feeling is simply too wonderful. Steamed stuffed bun? Yu Ying heard another unfamiliar word and asked, which, is the making method the same as bread? It's almost the same, but in the end you have to put something into the bun, Sudbai said. Woo, please teach me how to do it. Yu Ying has begun to feel a little impatient. Okay, go ahead and prepare some meat, and then add some seasonings to it, like onions, minced garlic, etc., and bring it over after you're done, Sudbai nodded. He already had another idea in his mind, which was to open a bun shop and a bakery in the tribe. These 2 stores will definitely attract many people. These 2 items alone can be exchanged. More things come back. For example, if a bun costs a small piece of meat, then a large piece of meat needs to be exchanged for the bun. Although this price is a bit high, it is nothing to those big tribes. Clear Yu Ying nodded happily and turned around to make preparations. Tap tap tap. Half an hour later, a large plate of prepared meat fillings was placed on the table, and the aroma of condiments filled your nostrils. Woo, I've already prepared the meat. Do you want to put the meat on the bread? Yu Ying took the baked bread and prepared to do this. No, we need to use dough to operate. Just leave the baked bread and eat it directly. Subai raised his hand to stop him. If he hadn't stopped him quickly, the fox-eared lady would have directly put the piece of baked bread on the meat. All right, Yu Ying put down the piece of bread nonchalantly. First, you take out a small piece of dough, then flatten it and make it into a thin piece, then scoop out a piece of filling and put it in, and then knead it together as I did, Subai said while operating. With his skillful operation, a small and exquisite bun was made. It is not difficult to make such a bun, and he has watched many videos on the earth. I know how to do it when I want to eat it at home, so I can show my skills now. Woo, it's really amazing. It makes the dough look so beautiful in no time, and there's no meat at all, Yu Ying exclaimed. The fox-eared girl was so dazzled just now that a bun was pinched before she could even react. The wrinkles on the top of the bun were quite pretty. Come on, try it too. Subai put down the bun in his hand. Yu Ying nodded heavily, picked up a piece of dough and started following Wu's instructions. But since making buns is not an easy task, you must be very dexterous. Okay, and you have to be skilled to make it look good. It's very obvious that it's the first time for fox-eared girl to do it. The wrinkles of the bun are not very good, and the stuffing is exposed. Ah, my bag is so ugly, and it's even torn. Yu Ying pursed her lips and said. She felt from the bottom of her heart that this bun was really too difficult. Although it looked very simple, it was not so easy to operate. Take your time and try it a few times and it will look better, Subai comforted. It's pretty good to be able to do it now. After all, the fox-eared lady has already closed the bun, but it's just that the shape is not that good looking, and there is a little tear on the side. Ordinary people may not be able to do this. Good. Yu Ying regained her confidence and continued to knead the dough and began to operate. Half an hour later, many buns appeared next to the table. The first few buns did not look very beautiful in shape, and were even a little damaged, but the ones at the back, but it's very good. Put it together with Subai's bag, it's hard to tell which one was made by who. You can imagine how much progress the fox-eared lady has made. Woo, do you think my bag looks good? Yu Ying immediately smiled and became happy when she saw that her trophy became more beautiful. Very good, add some water to the iron pot, then put the steamer on and start steaming. After steaming, you can try it to taste, Subai ordered. Good. Yu Ying took a wooden tray and collected all the buns on the table. Tap tap tap. At this time, Shalan and Yan were chasing each other all the way to the second floor with smiles on their faces. Wu, what are you doing? Yan Hua asked with a smile. As soon as he came up, he saw the mess on the table. Wu, are you making new food again? The first reaction in Sha Yan's mind was this. Well, you go and change your clothes first, and you can eat later. Subai really envied the vitality of the girls. No matter what time he saw them, their faces were always filled with lively smiles. Good. Yanhua was the first to shout loudly, turned around and ran to her room to change clothes. Because now there is heating in Yong'an building, you have to change your clothes when you come back from outside, otherwise you will get sick after a while. She started to sweat. Half an hour later, everyone gathered in the living room, and several cups of hot tea were placed on the table. Yu Ying walked out of the kitchen carrying a tray with several freshly steamed teacups on it. The buns. She put the buns down and said softly, Wu, try to make the buns quickly and see if they are successful. The fox-eared lady is also looking forward to the taste of this bun, but the bread she just ate was very delicious, so she thought that this bun will definitely not be bad either. You all should try it too. Subai took the lead in picking up a bun. Third update, please support and customize. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 586. Chapter 586, They are not worthy yet. For more, please customize. After Yanhua took a bite of the bun, her red eyes suddenly widened, and she exclaimed, "Oh my god, this bun is so delicious, isn't it?" Niojiao Niang's eyes were already confused. I was instantly conquered by this food. She has never eaten such delicious food. This bun makes her feel so wonderful. This food is really delicious, the best I have ever eaten so far, second best food. Shalan said happily. After taking a bite, the cat-eared girl quickly ate the remaining half. The rich gravy and the soft and glutinous bread can conquer everything. In the eyes of the cat-eared girl, the most delicious food is wheat porridge. I originally thought these steamed buns would also be delicious, but I can only rank them second. Woo, I didn't expect this bun to be so delicious. It's really great. Yu Ying was so happy that she kept trembling her pink fox ears. Maybe it's because she made this bun by herself. It tastes better too. Just eat more if you like it, don't wait until it gets cold. Subai also tasted a familiar taste. But this taste is better than the taste on the other side of the earth. Maybe it's because of the difference in meat, so it tastes very good. Wow, these buns are seriously the best food I've ever tasted. Yanhua was still immersed in the deliciousness of the food. Niojiao Niang ate 7 or 8 buns in one go, and the satisfied expression on her face said it all. You can try that bread. It's also made of wheat flour and tastes good. Subai gently pointed to the wheat bread next to him. The wheat bread was very soft and smelled very fragrant. The texture was also very soft and glutinous when eaten, not a very woody texture. Yanhua nodded and broke it off. He put a piece of wheat bread into his mouth after hesitating, and after eating it, he praised, "Oh my god, this is so delicious." The horned girl's red eyes kept blinking. It felt so wonderful to eat 2 delicious foods in one day. The cat-eared girl also broke off a piece of bread and ate it, and was instantly attracted by the bread. I was impressed by the taste. What do you think if a steamed bun store is opened in the tribe? Subai asked. Okay, it will definitely attract a lot of people. Yanhua said very confidently. She felt that no one in the tribe would refuse such delicious food. And no matter how much these buns are worth, those people will definitely be willing to spend the same value for these buns. By then people from other tribes will definitely be attracted by our food. Shalan was thinking of a place far away. Because cat-ear girl thought that in the spring, people from other tribes would also come to the Yanlong tribe. If there are buns by then, those people will definitely be attracted by the Yanlong tribe. Impressed. In this primitive era, there is nothing that can convince people more than food. If there is, then the food is not attractive enough, and these steamed buns have the ability to make those people stay. I also think so. One barbecue restaurant alone cannot retain so many people, and one store cannot accommodate so many people. It would be great if more stores could be opened, Subai said. What he was thinking about was to open more food stores in the tribe, so that the tribe would develop better and not look so deserted. At the same time, it would also attract other people to stay. And those in Yanlong people who have eaten in the tribe will still remember the goodness of the Yanlong tribe even after they leave, and they will even keep mentioning the food of the Yanlong tribe to others. This is undoubtedly a living sign. Woo, then let's open a bun shop in the tribe. Yanhua nodded repeatedly, thinking of this. Well, since you want to open a bun shop, you need to find someone to train you and let them start learning how to make buns, Subai said softly. Woo, just leave this to me. This is not difficult to do. I will find the people and train them. Wu will not be worried, Yu Ying said immediately. She can still help with this aspect of work. Fox-eared lady feels that if she can't even help with this, then she really doesn't know what else she can do. Okay, Let me leave it to you, Subai said lightly. It was the first time he saw the other party being so active. Shalan continued to eat wheat bread and asked Wu, do you want to open a store for these wheat breads? The cat-ear girl thinks those wheat breads taste very good, and they have a completely different texture from the meat-filled buns. You don't need to open a separate store for this, you can just put it in the bun shop for people to eat. Subai doesn't want to waste too much manpower. What's more, the production of wheat bread and steamed buns are similar. They can be put in the same store. I see. Shalan blinked her blue eyes and continued to ask Wu, if that's the case, should we open a noodle shop? Because the cat-eared girl has been eating noodles recently, she also thought that it would be good if she could open a noodle shop. This is a good idea, so let's prepare it together with the Bayazai store, and it's up to you to select the personnel, Subai said. He originally wanted to open a noodle shop. Making noodles is not difficult, and the materials are even more difficult. Clear, Shalan and the two said in unison. We can eat noodles made from wheat flour in Yong'anlu, but people from other tribes can just eat noodles made from painazidum, Subai warned. After all, people in the primitive era had never eaten pasta, and they couldn't tell the difference between the textures of pasta. In addition, they had never eaten wheat, so they couldn't tell the difference between wheat and wheat. Noodles and painazidum noodles. So there is no need to feed them good wheat. In addition, wheat cultivation has not been fully expanded, so it cannot be distributed to other tribes because they are not worthy yet. And painazidum is everywhere. This kind of material is easily available. It won't be too much of a loss to feed it to people from other tribes, and you can also get a lot of things at the same time. Wu, can wheat also be used to make noodles? Yu Ying doesn't know this. Of course, it is the same as the method of making it with painazidum. You can try it at night. The noodles made this way will taste better, Subai said with a smile. If he hadn't thought of using wheat flour to make bread today, he would have been so busy with things that he almost forgot that wheat flour can also be used to make noodles. He didn't like the taste of painazidum noodles very much. It never tastes as good as real noodles. Good, Yu Ying smiled happily. Fourth update, please support and customize. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 587. Chapter 587, Anew. One more please customize. Hiss hiss. Subai heard a different sound while still sleeping, and at the same time, the danger warning sounded immediately. He didn't pause for a moment, his black eyes widened, and he stood up and leaned against the wall. His black eyes kept scanning the surrounding environment. Since the danger warning sounded, it meant that the danger was very close to him. If there are no people, it means that the danger does not come from people, Subai murmured to himself. He was ready to activate his innate skills in an instant, and his hand gestures were like a pistol. But his eyes did not relax at all, but glanced around the room. After all, the cement house is also not just outsiders can come in, and there is no one in this room, which means that the danger does not lie with people. Since it is not a human being, it is some external factors. Subai frowned. He looked up at the heating pipes around the room, wondering if the heating pipes would explode or something. It was impossible. The temperature was not high at all, and someone was always controlling the temperature. It was impossible for copper to explode so quickly. Subai immediately rejected his idea in his mind. Since he was wearing a home uniform issued by the system, his movements would not be restricted. Now he just needs to find out where the source of danger is. Could it be a ferocious beast? Subai thought of this idea again and continued to scan the surroundings to see where ferocious beasts would run in. He stood on the bed and looked around carefully but found nothing different. There were no ferocious beasts in the room. Could it be in the living room? Subai thought of this and immediately put on his shoes, opened the door and left the living room. Good guy. As soon as he left the living room, he found a snake. The snake was coiled in the middle of the living room. It looked like it was enjoying itself. Meow meow. At this moment, Gun Gun was baring his teeth at the snake, and the hair on his body suddenly grew very long. Just like this, a cat and a snake were facing each other in the living room, but it was obvious that the snake was relatively calm, but slowly spitting out snake letters, as if he was still enjoying the temperature in the room. Gun Gun didn't seem so calm, and kept wagging his long silver-white tail, and all the inverted claws on his paws ran out, as if at any time it was as if it would pounce on it. The snake was not very big. The thickness of its body was about the thickness of an adult's forearm, but it was quite long, about 1.7 meters in length. It was completely black in color with spots on it. Dots of white. Obviously, a snake of this color is poisonous, as can be seen from the black and white spots on its body. Gun Gun, you go back first, Subai said in a deep voice. No matter how flexible Gun Gun is, he may not be the opponent of the snake. As long as he is coiled by the snake and injected with snake venom, he will most likely die. No matter how flexible Gun Gun is, he is still facing death. You may still have a slight advantage over this highly venomous snake. Meow meow meow. Gun Gun screamed a few times as if he was not convinced, but followed the order and retreated. However, the hair on his body did not fall down because of this, and he still looked at the snake fiercely. When Subai left the room, he picked up the shield and now kept facing the snake with the shield in his hand. His black eyes kept looking at the snake, and he said softly, I wonder what it would be like to raise a snake. Yes, what he wanted in his heart was to raise the snake. Since it could survive the period of ice and snow, you can also enter the living room on the second floor of Yong'an building without being discovered by anyone. It is conceivable that the snake has very good mobility and hidden strength. Otherwise, with so many patrols in the tribe, it would have been discovered long ago. He thought that if the snake could be raised, it would be able to do some things for him, not to mention that he also had domestication skills, so he would not have to worry about the snake biting his own people. Good, Subai suddenly raised the corners of his mouth in a beautiful arc. Hiss hiss. The black snake suddenly felt something was wrong. It kept spitting out snake bites and looked confused. Subai held the shield and kept approaching the black snake, preparing to find a suitable moment to use the taming skill on him. Hiss hiss. Black Snake was lazily enjoying the heating, but when he saw someone approaching, he suddenly showed a fierce look. The pair of long fangs were immediately exposed, looking very fierce. It shrank its body suddenly and rushed out. The overall speed was so fast that no one could catch its figure at all. Subai had already felt it, and he immediately put his shield in front of him, directly blocking the charging Black Snake. Black Snake was stunned for a moment. He didn't know what was happening and kept blinking his black vertical pupils. While the Black Snake was still confused, Subai immediately used the taming skill, and the purple light emitted instantly, completely surrounding the Black Snake. The Black Snake struggled for a while at first, but gave up its struggle as the purple light completely enveloped it. Sure enough, no animal can escape the domestication skill, Subai murmured to himself. The purple light slowly faded, and the entire black line was coiled together, just like a roll of mosquito coils. It slowly raised its head and scanned the surroundings vigilantly, and its vertical pupils also became a little softer, not as aggressive as it was at the beginning, and the spitting snake letter also looks a lot softer. Come over, Subai waved his hand gently. He has never touched a snake in his life. Hiss hiss. The Black Snake slowly crawled over, curled up along Subai's hand, and circled until it reached his shoulder. I'll call you Aniu from now on, Subai smiled heartily. To be honest, when he saw the snake, the first thought in his mind was milk candy. Hiss hiss. The Black Snake kept spitting out the snake letter as if it liked the name very much, and kept circling around Subai's body. Meow meow. Gun Gun on the side was still baring his teeth, as if he still felt very dangerous, and the hair on his body had not fallen down. Go easy and it will be your little friend from now on. Subai raised his hand to signal. Now Gun Gun's body is very big, twice as big as before. It may be due to the last evolution and the fact that he eats very well every day, so he grows very fast. Meow meow meow. Gun Gun seemed to be very concerned, so he just ignored him and slowly walked to the corner to sleep. This is rolling. Subai smiled and shook his head, then looked at the snake and asked, "Where did you run in from?" Now we have to figure out where the snake came from. Maybe there is room for improvement in Yong'an building. Please update for support and customization. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 588. Chapter 588, One mountain cannot tolerate two tigers. 2 more requests for customization. Yuying just came out of the room after changing clothes, and saw the scene in front of her, and her pink eyes were almost frightened. Can a big snake suddenly appear in the living room and not scare people? The fox-eared lady instantly ran in front of the witch. Wu, don't worry, I'm here. Although Yuying was very scared, she still pretended to be calm. Ha ha ha, Subai smiled heartily and said, "It's okay Xiao, this is our new pet." But when he saw the way the fox-eared girl looked just now, he suddenly felt warm in his heart, because the other party was really scared. But I still thought of my own safety first. After all, the other party is just an ordinary girl, not a warrior. It is already very good to be able to do this. New pet? Is this snake our new pet? Yuying wondered if her ears had heard it wrong. The snake was clearly entrenched in the middle of the living room and kept spitting out snake bites. It didn't look like a pet, right? Yes, it was just tamed by me. Subai nodded and said. But why would a witch use a snake as a pet? And it seems, it looks very toxic. Yuying frowned. Maybe because it has been tamed, this black snake looks particularly docile and not as hostile as it was at first. It's okay, it won't bite now and just stay in the living room from now on, Subai said lightly. This black snake will be of great use in the future, whether it is used for surveying or sneak attacks. Wu, what does the snake want to eat? Yuying is still a little scared. Although she knows that domestication skills cannot guarantee that the snake will not attack people, it still looks a little scary. Just get him some raw meat and don't worry, it won't hurt anyone. Subai could tell that the girl was still a little worried. Yuying nodded and asked Wu, are we going to prepare a sleeping place for it? The fox-eared lady thought about it seriously and realized that all wild beasts could not hurt people after being tamed by witches, so she began to feel more at ease. Wait, I'm thinking about the most suitable place for it. It might not be in Yong'an building, Subai thought. Because he saw that the snake Gun Gun was completely incompatible with each other. He would show his teeth whenever they met. If they continue to stay together, they might quarrel. There may not be any problems in a short time, but if they continue to stay, it is very likely that something different will happen. So for the sake of safety, it is better to keep them separated. Gun Gun has always been used to living in Yong'an building, and the current arrangement is to arrange for the snake to get out. Wu, where would it be more appropriate to place the snake? Yuying asked curiously, and she suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. As long as the snake is not in Yong'an building, it will be fine. After all, it still looks a bit scary on the outside. I want to arrange it to go to the side of the totem warriors, and let it go on missions with the warriors, so that it can also experience it, Subai thought. Originally, this snake was to be trained for war, so it would be good to let it adapt as soon as possible. If Wu's arrangement is like this, I think it's very good. This snake looks very suitable for the mission. Yuying suddenly became serious. At this time, as long as she heard that she could get the snake out, any method would be good. Ha 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 ha, it seems you really want to get the snake out, Subai smiled. No, I was thinking about it for Gun Gun. Yu Ying was serious again, her pink fox tail kept wagging. Well, then send it to the totem warriors, and let them teach the snake how to perform tasks, Subai said softly. Suddenly it is not good to raise a snake in Yong'an building, so it is better to let it go outside. Wu, why do snakes appear during the great ice and snow period? Generally, there are no snakes when there is heavy ice and snow, Yu Ying asked curiously. When the fox-eared lady saw the snake for the first time, she always felt that something was wrong. She didn't remember it until just now. Maybe it's because the snow and ice is almost over, or maybe this kind of snake likes to appear in winter, Subai guessed. In this primitive era, it is not strange to see anything. After all, everything is normal. So he did not find it strange at first. Even ferocious beasts that can bring disasters appeared. Okay, a snake appearing during heavy snow and ice is nothing. That's right. I'll arrange for someone to send it there, Yu Ying said immediately, and picked up Gun Gun and touched him a few times. Because the fox-eared lady kept seeing Gun Gun grinning, she picked him up to comfort him. Okay, if you don't send it out, I'm afraid they will fight, Subai said with a smile. Tap tap tap. The fox-eared lady put down the rolling gun in her hand, turned around and went to the door to ask the maid to notify. Meow meow. Gun Gun had just been put down to chew his teeth and face the snake, looking like he was going to attack. No, we must live in harmony with the Niu. It will not hurt me, Subai scolded. At this time, you must scold quickly, otherwise they will fight with each other, and it will be miserable for both sides. Meow meow meow. Gun Gun meowed a few times in a low voice, then turned back to the corner to eat his own cat food. Because it seemed to understand what they said, knowing that a Niu would definitely be sent out. I really got used to you. Subai took a sip of hot water and could only blame himself for pampering it every day. Second update, please support and customize. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 589. Chapter 589, Distinguishing Identities. 3 more please customize. Yu Ying took out a box, put it on the table and said, Wu, Uncle Gumu said that the task you assigned has been completed. Is it that jade necklace? When Subai saw the box, he guessed it was a necklace. Yes, I haven't opened it yet. Yu Ying handed the box over. Subai took the box and opened it, taking out all the necklaces, rings and ear clips inside, and then began to look at it carefully. He looked at it for 10 minutes and was satisfied. Said everything is very beautifully made, which is a bit beyond my expectation. I originally thought that making these jadeite necklaces would be just like that. After all, we don't have the high-end technology on the other side of the earth. It's already very good to be able to make them. But who knew that these jadeite products look very beautiful, and the level of sophistication is as good as those on the other side of the earth. It's a little bit comparable, so that's why it's a little bit beyond his expectation. Woo, it turns out that jade necklaces look so beautiful. Yu Ying's pink eyes couldn't be moved away. The fox-eared girl was so happy that her pink foxtail kept swaying, and she really wanted to try wearing these necklaces herself. Yes, anything will become useful as long as it is processed well, not to mention that these jade ores themselves are very beautiful, Subai said gently. He originally thought that if these jade necklaces were not very exquisitely made, he might not be able to get anything special if he took them out to exchange for things. But it is different now. These jade necklaces are made of it so beautiful. I'll definitely be able to exchange it for a lot of things when the time comes. I know what processing means, but I didn't expect these jadeite can become so beautiful. Yu Ying still couldn't help but want to take a second look. Here, I'll wear this for you. Subai handed over a necklace. Yu Ying was a little stunned, her pink eyes widened, and she asked in surprise, Wu, is this true? Because these necklaces are so beautiful, not ordinary things, the fox-eared lady felt a little flattered at this time. Well, I had already reserved your share. Subai nodded lightly. Yu Ying was still a little unable to react. After a while, she kept shaking her head and said, "Wu, I can't have this thing. This thing is really good." Fox-eared lady feels that she is completely unworthy of this thing and she doesn't dare to have such a good thing. Here we go again, what I said I would give to you is what I give to you. You are now a witch in Yong'an building. No matter how good things are, they are suitable for you. You deserve such good things, Subai said seriously. He knew that fox-eared girl had been used to the tribe's poor life, so she must be a little flattered to be given such good things all of a sudden. But in fact, these things are nothing, and there will be more in the future. Good things, at this time, you must let the fox-eared girl start to slowly change her mind. You can't always make the other person feel that you are not worthy and that you are not worthy of such good things. You must make the other person feel that you are worthy of such good things. You are the best. I, thank you. Wu Yuying hesitated for a while but nodded, because she remembered what Wu said before. Come, let me put it on for you, Subai waved. What he chose for the fox-eared girl was a small pendant. The small pendant was engraved with the pattern of a little fox. When he was drawing the pattern of the jade necklace, he specially drew a pattern for the girls. The pattern for the fox-eared girl is this little fox. It is not particularly big, just a simple fox head and a fox tail. Although it is only composed of such two simple parts, it is still very beautifully carved. The fox's eyes, ears, and tail are very vividly carved, which adds a lot of beauty to the pendant. The chain of the jade necklace is made of iron from iron ore, with small rings forming a chain. A long necklace. In short, although the beauty of this jade necklace is not as good as the jade necklace at the earth counter, it can be considered a top-notch existence in the primitive era here. Good Yu Ying didn't know why, but her heartbeat suddenly felt very fast. She lifted up her long pink hair, and then showed the back of her snow-white neck to Wu. Subai looked at a girl up close for the first time. On the back of his neck, he suddenly felt a different kind of beauty. He adjusted his mind, just like the fox jade necklace was worn on the fox-eared girl's neck. Come and see if it looks good. Subai asked, adjusting the position of the necklace. Yu Ying put down her long pink hair and walked to the mirror nervously. She didn't dare to look at it at first, but after taking a deep breath, she exclaimed, "Wu, this necklace, it's really good looking." The fox-eared girl couldn't put it down. She kept reaching out to touch the necklace. As expected, girls are more fond of beauty. She kept showing her neck in front of the mirror, and suddenly she felt much more beautiful. As long as you like it, you will have to wear it every day and not take it off, Subai said. He was worried that because the necklace was so beautiful, the girl would not be willing to wear it every day and would store it. Okay, I will definitely wear this necklace every day. Although Yu Ying nodded in agreement, she didn't turn her head around. She kept admiring the necklace in the mirror. This necklace will become a symbol of the tribe's identity in the future, and it can be exchanged for a large amount of food from other tribes, Subai said with a smile. He had already planned to develop a series of luxury goods in the Yanlong tribe. Things like porcelain should also be placed in the luxury series, in order to make some people look down on them. But some people can afford it. In this way, those who love vanity will particularly want these things when they see them, because they feel that these things are what distinguish them from those inferior people. Wu, do Sister Ahua and the others have it? Yu Ying suddenly turned her head and asked. After the fox-eared lady admired it for a while, she thought of the ox-eared lady and the cat-eared lady. Of course I have it. Each of you has it. Give it to them when they come back, Subai said with a smile. Of course he had already thought of the horn lady and the others. After all, everyone should have these things. And there are also a lot of jadeite ores, and it doesn't take much to make a small pendant. Great, they will be very happy to see it. Yu Ying narrowed her eyes and smiled. The fox-eared girl is already looking forward to seeing the horned girl's expressions, and she will definitely be the same as herself. Third update, please support and customize. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 590. Chapter 590, Luxury Goods Series. For more, please customize. Yanhua and Shalan braved the wind and snow and returned to Yong'an building from outside, changing out of their snowy cloaks. The two of them came to the second floor wearing light linen dresses and enjoyed the warm feeling in the house. Wu, our training is over. Yanhua stretched her lazily body, feeling like she was almost freezing outside. Wu, what are you laughing at? Shalan saw them laughing all the time. Yu Ying immediately ran over, took their hands and said, Sister Ahua, Alan, Wu has something very good to give you. The fox-eared lady acted as if she were that unknown person, and the expression on her face was filled with joy. What is it? Is it because you laugh so happily? Shalan guessed. Yanhua's red eyes kept falling on the fox-eared girl's neck, and she saw the fox jade pendant at a glance. She couldn't blink after seeing it, and asked Xiao Yu, what's the one on your neck, what is it? Why is it so good? The horn girl was instantly attracted to that little reflective thing, and she was thinking about how this thing could be so beautiful. This was given to me by a witch, and this is what I just talked about, Yu Ying said immediately. She didn't expect to be discovered all of a sudden. But it is true that this thing is so beautiful, and they are wearing very light linen skirts, so this thing will inevitably be a bit conspicuous. Is this for us? Yanhua also couldn't believe her ears. What is it? It looks really nice. Shalan was also attracted by the fox jade pendant. The cat-eared girl kept blinking her blue eyes, and the cat's tail kept wagging as she looked at the pendant. This is called an emerald necklace, which is carved from emerald ore, Yu Ying explained immediately. Subai put down the teacup in his hand, waved and said, come here, you two are here too. He took out two other jade pendants from the box, one was a kitten pendant and the other was a calf pendant, and handed them over. Yanhua's red eyes widened as she took the jade pendant and began to look at it carefully. She forgot to blink when she saw it, and exclaimed, Wu, is this so beautiful really meant to be given to us? The horn girl suddenly felt a little unrealistic. This thing seems to be more precious than linen. If you can exchange this thing for more than a dozen bags of dried meat, there must be many people there. It's so beautiful, can I really have it? Shalan also felt very flattered. The cat-eared girl's eyes kept falling on this kitten pendant, and she instantly couldn't put it down. Try it quickly to see if it fits, and adjust it if it doesn't, Subai urged. If he didn't urge her anymore, the two of them would keep watching. The cat-eared girls immediately nodded and started to look in the mirror to put on the necklace, but neither of them knew what to do. How to start? In the end, I put it on with the help of the fox-eared lady. Wu, does it look good? Yanhua turned around and asked immediately after putting it on. Niojiao Niang kept blinking her red eyes, the expression on her face was full of expectation, and she was also very satisfied with the necklace. It looks good and suits you very well. Remember to wear it every day, Subai said with satisfaction. She never thought how these necklaces could be so suitable for them. It was as if they were born just for them. Thank you very much, Wu, for giving us such a good thing. Shalan also thanked her immediately. I was still a little tired and cold after training outside, but now this feeling has completely disappeared. Come here, there are rings, bracelets and other things here, you can try them too, Subai continued. The drawings he drew not only used necklaces, but also made rings and bracelets. Are there any good things? Yanhua said in shock. This necklace is enough to shock people. I didn't expect there to be something good. Subai handed them the rings and bracelets in the box and said, you three should try it separately. After all, if you want to make luxury goods, you can't make necklaces. Rings, bracelets, and ear clips all have to be made. Yanhua took the lead and took out a ring and put it on her finger. The green emerald made her she couldn't move her eyes away, and she simply didn't want to take off the ring. She held up her slender fingers and asked what is the name of such a beautiful thing? Niojiao Niang likes this ring very much and thinks it looks so good on her hand. This is called a ring, and it is used to decorate your finger, just like the one Alan wears, Subai explained. The cat-eared lady is wearing a bracelet on her snow-white hands. Small jadeite pieces are inlaid on a thin iron chain, which looks very exquisite. Woo, this is really beautiful. Shalan couldn't move her eyes away after seeing it. Yueying was wearing an ear clip, a small ear clip on her ears, which matched the necklace around her neck. It was even more in line with the fox-eared girl. The snow-white skin matches perfectly, as if it was specially customized. As expected, it suits you very well. All these are given to you, Subai said softly. Originally, I wanted to make this batch first and have a look. The main purpose was to give them. Woo, we dare not ask for such a good thing. Shalan received so many good things all at once, and she was a little afraid to ask for them. Yes, Woo, it's good enough that we want a necklace, Yanhua also said. Originally these things were made for you, but since you don't want them I have to throw them away. Subai said this deliberately. Don't, we want it. When Yanhua heard that she wanted to throw it away, she immediately nodded. It would be a pity to throw away such a good thing. Then wear it every day, Subai smiled and said. Fourth update, please support and customize. I was a village chief in a primitive society. Author, Big White Monster. Chapter 591. Chapter 591, Afraid of being slapped in the face. One more request for customization. It is now the late stage of the great ice and snow, and all tribes are busy preparing for the eternal night. Woo, the people in the workshop said that the musket was already ready. Shalan returned to Yong'an building from outside. The cat-eared girl received the news early this morning after training, and ran back to Yong'an building in excitement. Subai stood up immediately after hearing this, suppressing his excitement said, let's go and have a look. He has been waiting for such a long time, but he has waited until the muskets are ready, and the heavy snow and ice has not ended yet. The soldiers still have time to train. As long as the muskets are checked today and there are no problems, they can start training. Got it? Tap tap tap. Everyone left Yong'an building and headed towards the workshop. The workshop that makes muskets is called the military workshop, and some weapons like the tribes are made there. After Subai and others got off the Yong'an building, they got on the carriage and headed towards the military workshop. They arrived at the entrance of the military workshop in 10 minutes. Woo, the musket you want has been perfectly made. Tai looked excited. He is responsible for manufacturing weapons in the military workshop. He is an old friend of Gumyu. He is over 60 years old. A pair of horns on his head are particularly conspicuous, and his long white hair is tied up. Even though he is a bit old, his green eyes are particularly lively. He also stands very straight without any hunch. If it weren't for his gray hair, some people would believe him even if he is in his 30s. Since he is an old friend of Gumyu, his craftsmanship is naturally not too bad. Moreover, he was wandering around with Shahong and others at that time, and he wanted to return to the Yanlong tribe. As soon as he returned to the tribe, he received the management military workshop. He immediately became energetic again. The task of making muskets was just given to him a while ago, and he took it without hesitation, and has been developing it until now. Show it to me, Subai said immediately. It was the first time for a primitive tribe to produce thermal weapons. Of course, he was very curious. Yes, Tai immediately went into the workshop and took out a musket that was perfected today. In fact, the prototype of the musket was almost ready a few days ago, but because of constant experimentation and trial and error, it took several more days. Today it can be said that the musket has reached the most suitable state. Subai took the musket and began to look at it. The overall shape of the musket was not much different from the one on the earth. It also had a long barrel with a wooden handle. The long streamlined shape and the smoothness of the handle make it look like a branch, and there is a sense of control at the connection between the wooden handle and the barrel. The principle of making a gun is not too difficult, either. It is to pull the trigger to control the flint to slide downward to create sparks, so that the stored gunpowder flies out. But this step is more troublesome. Every time a bullet is fired, the gunpowder must be refilled so that it can continue to fire the second shot. However, these can all be practiced. As long as you are proficient, you can quickly deal damage. Very good, the overall appearance is similar to what I asked for, now I just want to test the power, Subai said with satisfaction. It was a bit beyond his expectation that this musket could do so well. Although the firing principle of the musket is not particularly difficult, the difficulty lies in the production of the barrel. That is, the connection between the barrel and the wooden handle is quite difficult in all aspects. Woo, we can try it outside the tribe. We have tested it this morning and there is no problem, Ma said immediately. When the musket was just perfected in the morning, in order to prevent the witch from running away after the arrival, he took people outside the tribe to test it. It was okay not to test it, but the situation after the test was simply incredible. The power of the musket let them all be stunned. Good. Subai nodded, turned around and ordered, go and call the chief and Kangxi, and let them see the power of the musket. He wanted to let the totem warriors take a good look. After all, this is the weapon they will use to deal with the ferocious beasts in the future. Yes, Shalan responded and then turned around to give instructions. Tap tap tap. Everyone got on the carriage and rushed outside the tribe. It took more than half an hour to arrive outside the tribe. Fortunately, there was the blessing of a carriage, otherwise it would have taken an hour or two for everyone to get out from the tribe. Wu, I heard that you have created a weapon that is very lethal to ferocious beasts, Yan Jiao asked curiously. He had heard about this a little bit, but he never knew what this weapon was. And the research at the military workshop has always been in conjunction with Wuzhe, and other people who don't know it are also relatively normal. Well, this weapon is called a musket. Today I am here to test the power of the musket, Subai nodded. He observed the musket in his hand and kept aiming it at the trees in the distance, preparing for a shocking experiment. Is this the musket I heard about before? Yan Jiao has been looking at the musket curiously. This is the first time he has really seen the real thing. How powerful can a small wooden pole be? It is really unpredictable. Does this person have any effect on ferocious beasts? Kangxi was also very doubtful, thinking that the long piece of wood was not as useful as the crocodile knife. Although it seems not as powerful as the previous gunpowder, who knows what Wu invented? Everyone is questioning the gunpowder last time, Shahong said weakly next to her. She didn't dare to underestimate this musket now, otherwise it would be funny if everyone slapped her in the face like last time. That's right, you can't draw conclusions easily without seeing the end. Yan Jiao thought of the past at that time, he was so ashamed. When I saw those gunpowders, my face was full of disdain, and I thought, how could these things be useful? Yes, I almost forgot, and this musket is made from the ore we found, so its power is definitely not bad. Kangxi also learned his lesson immediately. At this time, no one dared to underestimate the musket, for fear of another slap in the face. Wu, what are you doing? Yan Hua asked curiously. She kept seeing Wu looking for a target and looking at the musket in his hand seriously. I was looking for a suitable target that would better reflect the power of the musket, Subai explained lightly. A piece of wood alone cannot fully demonstrate the power of a musket. The most important thing is to find stones. The power of a musket is not just about penetrating wood. If a good musket can connect, even rocks can penetrate it. Of course, this will only happen very late. Please update for support and customization.